which is to say I take care of some of the urban farms around here, including a rooftop garden that is on this baseball stadium. I'm here with Eric today, Farmer Eric, who you may know, and we're going to tell you a little bit about this farm, which I'll show you shortly, what's going on with the soil there, and what we're doing for our planting today.
Hey everyone, I'm Eric Dawson. Growers, and right now, Carissa and Eric here at Fenway Farms in beautiful Fenway Farm. So let's go head on down and start showing you guys the farm.
All right, let's go, Eric. You wouldn't believe it, but you turn the corner and over on the south side of the park where all the sun shines, we've got milk crates. Hundreds and hundreds of them filled with soil. What's going on here?
So, down here we have our milk crate system where we have all of our plants growing. So each one of the milk crates has a felt lining in it, so all of our growing medium doesn't fall out. And if you look down over there, we have an interesting irrigation system as well, with those sort of octopus lines over there to keep everything nice and watered. Let's see. So compared to farming that we would do on the ground or on in our raised beds, even though this looks like soil over here, it's actually not soil. It's a growing medium that's made up of a bunch of different types of organic matter. So there's peat moss, there's coconut cores, and a bunch of other different materials that are all really good for our plants to be able to grow in. So this is our first plant in for the season. So we're going to we added some extra nutrients to the soil that might have gotten used up by the plants last season, or that got eroded throughout the winter. So we added prayers, which is basically it's dry chicken manure, and it's super high in nitrogen. Nitrogen is a really important element for our plants. It helps them grow. It helps promote lots of plant growth. And we also added azomite to our soil. Azomite is basically just crushed up rock dust, and it's going to add lots of trace minerals to our soil. Trace minerals are really important. The plants don't need a ton of them, that's the name trace, but it is important to have them because it helps with the plant's functions, the plant's general functions.
You want to go check it out?
Let's go check it out.
Let's get some close-ups. Like Eric said from up high, this looks like regular soil you might find on a farm, but we're going to show you up close in just a second how unique it is. The stuff is light and fluffy. Nothing like clay-filled, clumpy soil with rocks like you might find outside. Should we go down?
Yeah.
Here you are. All right.
Cool. So now we are down at farm level. Welcome to Fenway Farms. So this is our basic growing medium. When we reach our hands in, it's not going to be, like Carissa was saying, it's not going to be super rocky or super clay-like, most of the soil that we have just around New England in general. When we stick our hands in this, it's pretty fluffy, and it's a lot lighter than a lot of the soil that we've worked with before. So for codman, when we had our indoor growing system, this was the type of growing medium that we were using. So not 100% soil, but a nice mix of lots of organic material here.
Why is it important that the soil is lightweight? Support so much weight. So when you have a system like this, especially when it's built on a ballpark from 1912, you need to have it as light as possible so that we don't damage the building. And can you imagine how horrible it would be if there were a break in the roof?
Oh.
To farm safely, we need something that's as light as possible.
Let's see. So we've done a little bit of planting so far. We got this bed over here. We've planted some Salanova. Salanova is sort of like a baby, a smaller sized sort of head lettuce. So in a few weeks, this will be ready to harvest. Over here, we have some more Salanova in this front row over here. We also have some Napa cabbage that we planted, that's growing in all this row back over here. And we have some spinach that was planted earlier. So we got that growing. This will be coming up nice. And you might notice that on this side, not all of the beds are planted. So this is something that we're doing where it's called intercropping. So we have peas that are going to be growing in those empty crates right now. So we just put the seeds down today. So in about a week or two, we should start seeing some sprouts start to pop up. And we'll also still have all of our spinach growing as well. So we can have two crops growing in the same long bed area.
I think that we should do some planting together. What do you think?
I'm down. Let's do it.
All right. Like Eric said, before we plant, it's really important to replace the nutrients in the soil. So we're going to start out with fertilizer.
So the first fertilizer that we're going to add is called azomite. So that's this stuff right here. This is pretty much just crushed up little rocks. And the way we do it, we use about a cup for this entire section. So because they're trace minerals, we don't need a ton of it in there, but we do need just enough. So we just sprinkle down like that. And mix it into the soil a little bit or a growing medium with our hands. Make sure it's really getting in there. The plant's roots are going to be digging down deep into the crate, so we want to make sure that that our fertilizer is really is present in all layers of our soil, not just at the top. So the next fertilizer that we're going to add is called Carissa. So this is the dry chicken manure, super high in nitrogen, which is going to be really good for our plants. So we'll sprinkle a little bit on here. And just as we did before, we're going to mix it right into our soil like that. So now that the beds that we're going to be planting right now are all set and they've been amended with our nutrients, we're going to head on over to where our plants are living for today. So we're going to start by planting some kale. So now that we have our soil amended and we have it nice and turned up, we're going to do a little bit of planting. So we have our kale plants here. So when we're planting, we're going to want to make sure that we're digging a hole that's deep enough to cover just above the top layer of our plug. So dig a little hole like that, bury it in all nice, and we don't want to pack the soil in too close around it because we want to make sure that our plant's roots have enough air and enough space to be able to expand and go into our growing medium. So you're probably wondering why we're planting everything in the spots that we're planting.
I want to tell you guys a little bit about my crop map. Let's go take a look. Every year when we decide where plants are going, we take a look at the crop maps, this little figure of Fenway Park where we decide where the crops are going. We look at the ones from last year and we make sure that our crops are going in a different place each year so that they don't spread disease and pests from the year before and that they use different nutrients. Our plants always have a preference for certain nutrients. For example, tomatoes use a lot of nitrogen. So we don't want to plant tomatoes in the same spot several years in a row. That soil will get tired. Another thing that we always consider in our crop map is which plants are the tallest. You guys probably know how important it is for plants to get direct sunlight to get all the energy they need to grow. In this case, I know that our kale is going to get about 3 feet tall. That's pretty tall for a plant. Another thing that's going to go in this bed this year is Swiss chard, and Swiss chard is only going to get about 2 feet tall. So when we designed this planting, we thought about which way the sun is coming. In this case, it's coming from right behind you. Then we look at where our shadow goes. Since the kale is taller, it's got to be in the back, and the chard has got to go in the front, so that both of them get the sunlight that they need to grow. That's all there is to it.
So something interesting that we're doing with our harvest this year compared to years in the past is we're going to be donating a lot more of the produce that we have growing in the farm. In the past, we've only had that section of farmland over there as, yeah, let's take a look over here. This was our donation. So everything that was grown here along this side, all of these planters along the sides, pretty much everywhere along that wall over there, is typically filled with all different types of produce, from root veggies to fruiting plants, and we have everything growing there pretty much all season long. So this year, instead of just having this section of the farm be our donation deck, we are actually going to be donating all of the produce from the entire farm to different food banks around Boston. And that's just our little way of being able to help out the community during these trying times and be able to help feed people during this pandemic. So awesome.
Thanks for gardening with us today. It was great to have you out at Fenway Park, if not in person, then virtually.
Looking forward to seeing you guys soon.